Servus, my friends! So, welcome to the Bavarian outback and my little shed in the never ever land. Great that you're here. Today we talk a little bit about surviving stuff. Everybody knows it, the famous beer can, stove, oven, however, the penny stove. There are so many names for it. And there is, in my opinion, only one way to build it properly, perfect, and not so dangerous. So be sure that you use it only outside. If there is a special emergency situation, then you can use it inside, but I would say don't try it inside. Take it for outside, take it for hiking tours, and it's important that you have built one. If it's good or not, everybody says something different. This is my opinion, and this is my way to build it a little bit safer than all the other tutorials. The big difference is take can number 3, not only 2 cans. Take cans with a little stronger material. It's not so easy to find. You can use the normal ones, but the stronger the can, the better it is. What else do you need? You need a sharp tool or a pointy little tool. Then you need a penny. In Germany it's called 10 Ofal. That means 10-cent oven. But there is no 10 cent anymore, so we take 5 cents. Or the biggest difference is you need some material that stores the liquid. I don't know what the English word for Brennspiritus is, but it's some alcohol, some fuel, some stuff you can use. This is important because when it is stored like in a Zippo, then it's much more safe. And you cannot spill so much and use it. So you can use any textile. You can cotton balls, you can use your old Levi's jeans, you can use whatever. Just don't use plastic stuff. It has to be some nature material. Yeah, that's the big difference, and that's the point to make it safer. So enjoy the video. First of all, we have to mark them. So we take something, put a pen here, and then we turn around the can and make a little stripe so that we find the right height for the can. At this can it's easy because it has a stripe around here and we exactly can use this one, so we don't have to mark it. This one comes later. So for the next step, normally you can take your knife and cut it. If you don't want to waste your knife, then you can take your wife's scissor. So your knife is safe, and then you cut it with the scissor. And go slowly to this part of the can. Not directly on the line. You go to the line, you go later when you make the last precise cut. So we don't use this anymore. Some beer left. You have to clean it. And as you see, we're getting closer and closer to this line. Slowly, always closer. So now we have 2 pieces. One is the upper one is the from down. And this one we keep exactly as it is. And this one will get some holes in it. So now we start with the holes. The one in the middle has to be a little bit bigger because this is the emergency valve hole. And then we make 4 little holes around it. And important is for these 4 holes that the radius is smaller as the size of the penny. So the penny has to fit over it, because the penny is the emergency valve. When there is too much pressure, it comes out here, and it's also the primer hole for starting this little stove. So the next step is we put about 16 holes around here, very small ones, always the opposite direction. And one more time, always between the two holes, another one, so that we end up with 16 little holes. You can also take a little nail or a little pin. It's important that these holes are small. The next step is these two things has to go into each other. Like in real life. So we take a tool and then we have to twist it a little bit, always the same direction, that it's getting smaller on this side so that it will fit perfectly into the other part. The next step is to clean up all the dirt and the mold in here. When you do this, you have to be really, really careful that you don't cut yourself on these sharp edges here. So when it's clean, then put it to the side and let it dry out a little bit. Now we come to a big difference in my design, or in the design that I like better. The third can, the secret of the third can. So we cut it down here. And we only use the bottom of it. So we cut it very, very tight on the outside. So you just need this here, because this one fits perfectly over this. So you have something you can put out the stove. Now comes the next big difference. We take these wool, these cotton, and we put it inside to store the liquid. And we put it inside of this one, the one we cropped, because when we put it in this one and we put it together, then we shove it together and we don't want to squeeze it together. So we put it in here. It's a little bit too much. Yes, you can use a little bit less. So we use it like this. And then we shove it into this part. When it's together, then we take a flat surface and then we squeeze it till it's perfectly tight. And you can check that the surface is straight, so that when you put something on it, that it don't rolls over or don't falls over. Okay. So the next step is slowly pour the liquid in. Don't spill too much. You can spill a little bit. That's no problem, because when it's spilled around this one, then it's like a primer, then it starts easier. This one can be a little bit wet, that's no problem, because that's good for priming it. And the next step is lightening it up. So be sure your penny is right next to you, and be sure this one is right next to you. And then you can use it to put down the edges so that you cannot cut yourself on this one. Put it right next to it that you can put out the fire. Then wait a little bit, check if it's heavy enough, and then give it a first try. And when it's hot enough, you see that the fire comes out of all these little holes around here. So then you know it's ready to work. Then you close this little hole inside the emergency valve, and then it starts to light around here. And then it's ready to warm up some water or whatever. Then you can build something around here, a 3-pot, and then you can put whatever on it and cook your tea or make something to eat. And you take this little lid. That's it. And it's shut off. So that's the secret of the 3rd can. Now I went inside because it's a little bit more dark in here. Outside when it's bright you cannot see the flames. And as you see, when it is primed, the flames start to burn evenly, getting blue, getting smaller, and now you can put your pot on it. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me thumbs up, would be great. Now you know how it works. Have a nice day, be surrounded by nice people, and don't buy crap, then you have to litter much less. Servus.